Hey, I'm Shelby.
And I'm Courtney.
We're exploring our past
Looking forward to our future,
and living for the present
all
while learning
how to live.
magically.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
We are so excited today because we have a real life Princess Jasmine who is basically the keeper of the runDisney crown. She is the glue that holds together the D3 Disney Day Drinkers group. She runs basically the entire tech business for women in America. She is a great friend to all, reads more books than anybody I know, and also has the Normatec recovery boots. So basically, I want to be here. Um, it's Meghan Swope.
Hey, girl.
You for-
Hey.
How'd you
you
like that?
you missed one thing.
What I miss?
You missed that she wears Tory Burch sandals after running 48 miles.
Oh my God. Okay, we are gonna reverse back. Megan, you're immediately, before you even get to say anything other than hey, going to have to defend yourself. No, I'm just kidding.
Defend my shoe choices.
Yes. Last week, you already know, Shelby mentioned that you wore specific sandals in the park. She couldn't remember what they were, but she couldn't believe you did it. Chaos ensued. Everybody was confused, including myself. I now understand you are wearing like a dress shoe, a Tory Burch beautiful dress sandal, which I now understand probably Shelby was thinking painful, ouch,
Yeah.
give your feet a hug.
I was
Explain.
like, first of all, I was listening to the pod and folding laundry and just died and immediately DM'd both of you and was like, oh my God, the shade. But maybe deserved. So those sandals, in my defense, are bedazzled. They're bejeweled. And it's Dopey themed. So, like, obviously, you got to have sparkle for your Metal Monday picks. And honestly, for me, it's more so that, like, after a marathon, but especially after Dopey, I just don't want anything touching my heels at all. Like, they're so
Okay.
sore, and I don't want them to, like, rub or get more blisters than they already have. So to me, sandals are the way around that. But one of your other followers pointed out there are actual like recovery sandals, which I do own now, called Ofos, that are much more appropriate, but not as fashionable.
That's fair. Okay, fine. I will go with that. But my first instinct was like I couldn't even wear those walking in the parks, just walking from the parking lot into through security, let alone after doing 48 miles, which we will get there. But just to clear it up, maybe it was a little shade, but it was more so like I was impressed. I was just more so like, how? I don't understand.
I'm
It's okay.
totally like, now that I understand what's happening, because I, like you, Megan, don't, well, for different reasons, I guess. It's not my heels, but it's my foot. I don't know if it like swells or what happens when
They
I
do
do.
swell. Yeah,
I want my shoes off. I don't want any shoes. And
correct.
obviously, I'm not going to go barefoot down Main Street. So I want like a supportive slide. I don't know, a comfortable shoe. I love a sandal. But then when I understood you're essentially wearing like, they're not high heels, but they're like dress shoes.
They're nothing.
No, they're
Now I get,
flat. They're like really thin.
but
She was
yes,
she was walking barefoot.
worse than barefoot because they're like,
More or less.
yeah, yes.
And
So
you got
I
to
am more
really like,
impressed now.
yes. Okay. Thank you.
I
Anyways,
get it. I understand the whole I also understand the fashion perspective. I love that you are committed to the vibes because, like, I used to be fully committed to the vibes, and now you will not find me in anything less than a hoka in a park. Even if I'm like in a prom gown, it's just not going to happen. So,
That's
that's
because we're getting old.
respect. Yeah, too old out here.
anywho, we
Whew.
have Megan. We've actually, I feel like, talked about Megan a few times here on the pod. Courtney, you met her through one of your friends, now lives in Orlando. She came, we went to Disneyland, and you were with us the whole trip. It was great. So I feel like I know Megan as well. But we're chatting with her today because this queen just completed Dopey number 2, literally today's Wednesday, so 3 days ago.
Yeah,
Yes.
that happened.
Mhm.
Yes.
And
I
I think it was like the second hottest Dopey on record too, if I'm not mistaken, like temperature wise.
You
Yeah.
are kidding.
No. So the course for the marathon on Sunday actually wound up getting cut by a mile, like shortened.
I
Um,
saw that in your story and I'm just like so out of touch because I number 1 wasn't even awake for your first, I don't know,
that's
20
real.
miles,
You
but
start at
like
5 a.m. And marathon, you start at 4:30. So that's fair.
no, but
Yeah,
just like
4:30 in the a.m.
respect, 100% respect, and also Shelby and I have done a half or 2 in our day, and like I actually don't think there's a singular complaint higher on my list than when it gets hot. Like this once
Yeah.
the sun starts happening, forget
Yeah,
it.
I
Yeah.
know.
And it
Yeah.
also correlates with the distance, right? Inversely. So like it's not like you're running at night and it's getting cooler to give you a little break. It's like actively making your harder miles worse.
Yeah. Like
But
the first half felt great. And then the second half, like the wheels came off for everybody pretty much.
to be fair, though, you had practice in Disneyland when you ran the half marathon, and it was like,
Yeah. It was
mi-
104
yeah,
in Halloween. Yeah. But it's a dry heat. So like equal, like not exactly not miserable, but like the humidity, I think, is what got to so many people this past weekend. And then there was a thunderstorm rolling in. So it was like a combination of all the factors, but they were like, nope, we're done. I'm cutting it at Blizzard Beach. Um, and I had a friend who was maybe like 2 or 3 minutes ahead of me. And I knew she was really struggling with like the heat and different things. And she was like, I swear I'm going to end up in the med tent. I'm like, no, you're not. And she called. And so I like took a deep breath because I was like, oh shit, like maybe she did end up in the med tent. But she was calling to say, like, hey, heads up, they're going to cut the course. She's like, they're getting the cones off the truck. And what they did was they took cones and like lined the entrance into Blizzard Beach, which is arguably the worst part of the marathon because you just run a lap around the perimeter of the parking lot of Blizzard Beach. Fun times. I did it last year. Don't ever want to do it again. Um, but yeah, so that was what they decided to do to get it a little bit shorter so that we could get out of there before people had even more heat stroke than was already happening.
Where do you end?
You end so from that portion that was cut, you go to Hollywood Studios, like up the highway ramp,
Yep.
and into the back of Hollywood Studios. Do a short little jaunt near Tower, and then back out by Skyliner, and then you take the walking path to the boardwalk, and then
oh,
from boardwalk to Epcot to finish.
So that's like the entire 10K course just added on to the end there.
Yeah, basically. And like that's the thing that I think people who don't do Run Disney don't always anticipate, especially if you start in like so I started in Corral F, which was the second to last corral. It's all random if you don't have a proof of time. Um, but when you start that far back, like the course we call them pinch points and it narrows at certain places. And one of them is
mhm.
that. The other one is the walking path from Grand Floridian into Magic Kingdom before you run down Main
Mhm.
Street. And it's so tight. It's you're basically funneling 40,000 people on a sidewalk.
It's terrible. I've done that for the half multiple times, and it's like, I don't know how they're gonna fix it ever. And at this point, I don't think they can unless they're gonna like
Yeah.
stop selling so many bibs. And let's be real, they're selling more. So yeah, it's like we got to figure that out. Okay, we need to backtrack though. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, Megan, when did you start running?
Great question. Yeah. I started running in 2012. I did a color run. I was living in DC at the time. And honestly, I started running, this is so cliche, but like to get over a boy. Like I had to get my emotions out. And so it was like, here we go. I'm going to take up this new hobby. And then I signed up for the color run with some friends. And I remember thinking like, oh my goodness, like I ran 3 whole miles without stopping. Like whoever would have thought that like I could ever do that ever. And then and I did like the Couch to 5K app where you like run a minute, walk a minute, and then like gradually built up to running the whole time. And then I just kind of got the bug and I did a couple of half marathons. And then my coach at the gym at the time was like, it was Valentine's Day. A bunch of girls went out after class and she was like, how are we going to love ourselves in 2015? Like, what are we going to do differently? And I was like, well, I've always wondered if I could like take on a marathon. And she was like, I enter the lottery for New York City every year. Like, let's enter the lottery. It like opens next week. And I was like, okay. Cause like the lottery for New York is notoriously difficult to get into. Like at that point, she had been entering for 6 years. Flash forward a few months. And I'm at work and I get like an alert on my phone about like a new credit card charge. And it was from the New York City Marathon. And I screenshotted it and sent it to her. And I was like, is this real? And she was like, oh my God. She's like, you got in. And like, she ended up ultimately not getting in that year either, but like got a charity bib so we could do it together. But like, what are the odds on my first attempt? And that was kind of how the marathon journey started.
Your first marathon you ever ran was New York City?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
That
2015. So 11 years ago, which is wild to think about.
wow.
That's like 0 to
Yeah.
100. Also, do you just say this? Had you done a half before that?
Yeah. I did a few halves in DC, like the rock and roll half.
Yep.
And was there another one? No, I guess those were 10Ks. I did. Oh, no, the Nike women's half marathon was in San Francisco and DC. So I did Nike women's was my first. And they give you like a tiny little Tiffany necklace as your medal instead of a medal. So, like, that's kind of fun.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's like a little tiny, I don't think that race actually exists anymore, but back then it was all the rage. And so that was my first half. And then had like some 10Ks and then did the marathon in 2015. And much like my first Dopey last year, it was like one and done. Like I'm going to do this one time and I'm never going to do it again. But there's this thing called the World Majors. So it's the 6th largest marathons in the world. New York, Boston, Chicago in the United States, and then Berlin, Tokyo, and London abroad. Um, and so I did New York, and then I was like, well, wouldn't it be fun to kind of like travel the world and run? And so I applied to the lottery for Berlin in 2022, got into that, but ended up deferring a year and actually ran it in 2023. And then moved to Florida and was like, why don't I do Dopey? Like, that sounds like fun.
So fun.
And here we are. 2 Dopies and 2 majors later, and another world major coming up. I'm going to Tokyo March 1st this year to run the marathon there.
I have
Oh,
so many Tokyo questions, but I first need to know what was because your first Run Disney race wasn't Dopey. You did something else. So what was your
Correct.
first Run Disney race? And then did you ever do anything other than Run Disney or a major after? Or
Yeah, that's
you went like hardcore Disney?
mostly hardcore Disney. So my first Run Disney race was Princess Weekend in 2015. And back then, like, there were a lot more Run Disney races. Like right now, there's 4 weekends at World, 2 weekends at Land. And soon Land is going away. So back to just the 4 weekends at World. But back then they had like Star Wars and Expedition Everest,
Yep.
scavenger hunt race thing down here in Florida. So there was a lot more to like choose from. And there was a group of girls in DC that like we signed up for Princess. And I think there were 10 of us. And I think we signed up like 2 months in advance. Like it was not like we didn't have like a long
yeah.
lead time. But we came down and did it. And I have a photo of like all of us on the bridge in Italy and Epcot with like our little, tutus and like shirts we had made. And that was really fun. And I loved it. It was weird, like getting up at 2 a.m, like that, because most races don't start as early as Run Disney does. And my parents came down to cheer. And then we decided back then they also offered like a Run Disney cruise on Disney Cruise Line. So if you did Princess and then you got on the boat and did the 5K on the island, you got a Castaway Key Challenge medal. And at that point, like the 5K wasn't self-paced on the island. Like it was a legit like race. Like they had character stops and like the
Cool.
inflatable start and finish line. And like you could do like a meet and greet with Jeff Galloway. It was like a whole thing. And I think they should bring it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun. And like I feel like they would have no problem selling it because like both Jeff and Run Disney have only gotten like so much bigger since that time. But it was really fun. I loved it. And then it was like, okay, this like Run Disney thing is cool. But then I took a big sabbatical until springtime surprise. It was the Toy Story 10 miler, which I think you
We
also
remember
ran,
it.
yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was recent because we didn't end up making the trip down. We were like ran it at home. I was pregnant with Brooks, but we couldn't find flights that made sense. But that was, I mean, I consider that recently.
Yeah, no, it was. So like I had that big gap when it came to Run Disney. And that race was kind of where it was sort of like, so I was living in DC at the time, post pandemic. I had lost my parents. So I had given myself a year to sort of regroup and recollect myself. And I was here for the 10 miler. And I went on a cruise, a Disney cruise with some friends, and we were in line, and Courtney, I think you were there, and Derek, and we were talking about like, oh, like it would be so nice to live, like it's so great to live here because you can just like pop into a park after work. And I was like, oh yeah, that does sound great. Like maybe I should do it.
Yep.
And then it was like, but I actually could. Like there's nothing that's like holding me back from doing that because my work, like there's certain states we're authorized to work from, but Florida's one of them. And so that was April and I moved in October.
Amazing.
Yeah,
It is
so pretty crazy. And now I
unbelievable.
do run Disney all the time because it's easy. It's in my backyard. So I've got no excuse.
Okay, I want to know because so for me, like I started Run Disney, like obviously, like I don't know, however long ago. I guess my first race was like 2016, so I was however old. But I was the girl that like skipped running in gym class. Like I
Yep. Yep.
hated
Yep.
anything to do with running. And were like have I know you said you started running in 2012, but like did you ever have like interest in running at all before then? Or did you participate in like I was a cheerleader. We didn't run. We didn't have to. But like I mean I was a competitive cheerleader, but I just didn't need to run miles for fun.
Yeah. No, I was a cheerleader too. Go Beavers. But yeah, it's
Oh my God.
interesting because so in middle school, 7th grade, everybody joined the track team. And I was like, well, all my friends are doing it. So like, I'm going to join the track team. And they put me in like the 100-yard or 100-meter dash. And I was horrible, like dead last every time. And I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, this is not fun. And like, my parents were teachers. So like, they knew my track coach. And she had even said at the time, like, she's not a sprinter, she's a distance runner. Like, she's slow, but she's steady. And like, she can't sprint to save her life, but like she should really go out for the cross country team. And I was like, absolutely not. Like, I do not want to run for hours. Like, I don't even like running for the 30 seconds that
Yep.
this sprint is taking me. Like, no. But she was right, because it took me a long time. Like after that, I really didn't run. Like I did competitive cheer, but that was kind of it. And like occasionally, if we were late to practice, they would punish us by like making us run up the hill behind the school.
Which
But
was like a true punishment because it involved running.
exactly. So no, I think if I could go back and tell teenage Megan that she like runs marathons now, I'd be like, you're joking. But here we
That's
are.
yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering. Okay, and then my other like so now, I mean, I'm sure it's different because you're obviously preparing to go to Tokyo and you just ran Dopey, but like what's a week look like? What like how much do you run a week?
How much you train? Yeah, that's a great question. So shout out to Amanda Cass from Once Upon a Marathon. She does these training plans through her. I found her through Instagram, but that are specific to Run Disney, and she does like a ton of different combos for. So last year I did a perfect season for Run Disney, so all the distances at every race weekend. And she had the training plan for that. And then what I've been doing this year is like a modified version of that. Because Tokyo, the marathon actually lines up with Princess Weekend, which when you look at it, if you were doing a perfect season, that would be 19.3 miles. So 19.3 to 26.2, relatively similar. So
Are
that's kind of
they?
the training plan that I follow.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
closer, right?
No,
So
go
similar.
ahead.
Okay.
Whew.
Continue on.
But yeah, so that is how I train. So you basically, with those training plans, you're running 45 minutes twice a week, like during the work week. And then you have a long run Saturday or Sunday, like over the weekend. And then like 2 to 4 times per training cycle, you'll have what's called a simulation weekend, especially if you're doing Dopey, where you'll have 2 long runs back to back. So you'll have like your
Smart.
midweek training runs, but then you'll also have like an 8 and a 10 or a 10 and a 14 to kind of get you used to running on tired legs. Because that to me is the biggest challenge with Dopey, is that like your legs are a little stiff and sore. You might have a blister or two, and you're getting up at 2 in the morning 4 days in a row. So it's
Mhm.
just like conditioning your body to be ready to like handle that. And like for me, it's as much mental as it is physical. Like I have to like get my mind right.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
That's actually
And
my
so,
biggest question is like about, I don't want to say motivation, but motivation. Cause like I could get out there and do the first couple of miles of any distance, right? Because it's irrelevant what's coming.
Hmm.
The first couple I can do. There's the start, there's the fireworks, we're going, it's crowded, it's whatever, like all the things. Once you're in it, and also once you're in it and you've already done 3 races, what's keeping your mind from being like, I'm gonna off myself with the nearest bus? Like,
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Can I ask you, when you're training, is it like that? Like the first couple miles, do you feel good and then it tapers off? Or is that like only during like the races with like fireworks and pizzazz?
well, I think that it's really kind of you to assume that I have ever trained for a race, because I have not.
That's
So,
fair.
see,
yeah.
okay.
That's not
I
true.
like
Like the first one you guys did, you were like on your Pelotons. I follow you both on Instagram. You were Pelotoning.
I mean, we
when
bought
the 10
Pelotons.
mile. No, you're a liar. You're a liar. We didn't train, but the 10 miler, we did train a little and we were doing
You're right.
um whatever his name is. Oh my god. Galloway.
Jeff?
His
Yep.
Oh,
um
yes.
he has his little training plans, which are basically like 30 minutes twice a week, and then every during the weekend you have to run like long distance. And we were doing those long distance ones.
You're right. You're right. You're right. We did that time,
God,
for that
yeah,
specific race.
that one singular time.
Yeah.
But because I remember having to really go outside and run like 7 miles just like randomly one day for shits and giggles, and I was like, Who am I and what are we doing?" But I think I was kind of like, see, actually, no, I'm taking this all back. Like Courtney, when we run together, she does start off like mile 1 and 2. She is like, "We're gonna freaking crush this. Let's go." And she's like all pump up, pump up. And me, the first 2 miles, I'm like, "This is a joke. Why are we doing this? There's
Yeah.
absolutely no way that we're gonna like this is impossible." And then like Courtney starts going downhill, and then I'm like, I'm up. I'm like, "We only got 10 more. Let's go." Like, and then
Yes.
slowly, like, I'm talking like a half marathon right now. Then we get to like
You
mile 8.
converge.
Yeah, now we're like both have met at the same time at mile 8, and we're like, "You want to go to the bus?" Like, "I'm done if you're done." And then, you get to like mile 9 and we're both kind of like on the same page of like, all right, we can finish this now. So, and for me,
Oh my
I
God.
actually feel the same way when I was like training, when I was doing that, when I had to go out and do like a random 7 miles. I was like, what? No, we're never gonna be able to do this. We're never gonna be able to do this. And I feel like right when you get over the halfway hump, when you realize like you kind of are in, you just go because like you
Yeah.
you you got that far.
Absolutely. I'm more like you, Shelby, in that like the first mile or two for me is like a giant struggle. Like, I don't want to do this. I could turn around and go home. Like, how am I? And then I like the endorphins kick in and like I find a rhythm and like slow down my breathing. And then it like feels, I mean, it never feels good when you're doing like a double digit distance, but it just like kicks in and like I find a rhythm and I find a slow pace because like that's one of the things too I love about Run Disney is it's like very inclusive. Like the majors are
Mhm.
great too and you'll have a great experience, but like with the majors it's like elite athletes and Olympians and world record holders and then like 95-year-old grandmothers. And at Disney it's like more just like everyday people and like they celebrate every single mile. They've got the
Yeah.
DJs, they've got the characters, they've got like the hype. Like I typically run with headphones on my training runs and in my majors, but like I did not put my headphones in once at Dopey. Just because you don't need to. Like the vibes are high.
Yeah.
But it's a challenge. Like you do have the training runs for me are much harder than the races themselves. It's like the lone Saturday when you have to like get up and just go casually run 18 miles around Hamlin, which locals will get the reference is just like, okay.
So, okay, I guess so like let's continue on. So like then like why? What keeps you doing like you did doping once and I think you can say like I'm not gonna lie, guys. I've said on the pod that I will never in a million like never in my life will do dopey. And then like this weekend I was texting Courtney like why not? Like
She
I
wants to do it, folks.
I could maybe do it. And I've been trying to convince Kyle all week now, like, hey, I'm a little delusional, but like, I think we should do it. And Kyle's even sort of on board. I'm not gonna lie though, it's going a little downhill talking to you, but in the nicest way. Like, you're like,
Oh
cause you like, can you, I
no.
don't know. I
Train.
feel like you just have a different
She
mindset and you
trains.
train and you're like really in. But okay, so now you do dopey once,
Yeah.
and then, like, what made you wanna do it again? Like, what is keeping you to continue to do running?
I know. I gotta like turn this around because I'm having the opposite effect. I wanted to talk you into it because a little birdie did tell me that you were thinking about it. And yes, I think you should do it. I think for me, like specifically with Dopey, and like my friends here give me crap because I had said like I'm done, like I'm one and done. So like you have to come drink with me at Epcot afterwards because like I'm never doing this again.
Yeah.
And then they announced the themes, which was like what's your story? So it's all book themed. And like anyone who knows me knows my three hobbies are Disney, reading, and like running. So it was like the trifecta. Like I literally could not say no. It was like just give the mouse the money now. Like it's
Okay.
here you go. So
So
that
so the medal.
is the medals. Yeah, like I'm medal motivated, I guess. But I will say I don't know, Shelby, this one is for you actually as a question. So you've had two kids. And I could like flip that back on you. Like, what makes you decide, like, oh, yeah, I'm going to have another one? Like, you go through labor and it's like, yeah, that extreme pain sounds like a great idea.
You forget about it, though.
I think
Yes.
that's
And so, like, again,
yes.
I use the analogy, even though I've never had a kid, but it's like when you go through labor and you forget about it. And then you're like, oh, but that new baby smell and like the snuggles, it's like kind of the same thing. And so, like, this time I was like, okay, the theme got me, but like, I'm really like two and done. Like, I'm doubly dopey. I'm out. And then I go to Medal Monday at Magic Kingdom on Monday when everybody like has their medals and like people are congratulating you and
Mhm.
there's photos. And I'm like, well, maybe Yeah, I'm like, no, girl. Like, you said no. Like, we're done.
Well,
But it,
okay, this is what I said to Kyle, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm just saying this as like from my point of view as a half marathon, right? And like we're adults here, okay? We're all over 30 adults.
yes,
I sort of think a half marathon, like Kyle's first ever half marathon was last January when we did marathon weekend. And when you run like a half marathon, you feel so accomplished, right? And I don't
yes,
think as an adult who's not a professional athlete, what can you do to like that you have to work that hard at physically and get like
yeah,
a reward from? Does that make sense? Like you can't I was like, "Sure, Kyle, you can go join your like basketball league, but and celebrate if you like win the championship, but it's like, Sunday night
yeah,
basketball. Who cares?
Where's
Nobody
the
cares.
medal?
Nobody cares, okay? Yeah, there's
yeah.
no medal.
Where's the medal?
And I feel like running, it's like, okay, you have to train. I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying? Is this making sense? Like,
Yeah.
I think
so
you're
for
onto a
me,
business idea here. You're basically telling me anybody will throw money at me if I give them a medal at the end of a physical pursuit, which is a great idea.
no, but to me, it's more than the medal. To me, it's like, holy shit, I accomplished it. And I
Yeah.
feel as though I'm kind of off the run Disney of like, I already did Princess. I've done Princess a couple times. I've like accomplished the half marathon to myself. I've accomplished the half marathon. I'm not over here
Yeah.
like trying to PR. That to me doesn't do anything for me. And I've done the Princess Challenge. Like I've done the 10K and then the half marathon. So now I'm like, the only thing left would be a full, but I also just like, why? What? Why? I don't know. I'm
Well,
very conflicted.
do you have like the mentality? Because I know a lot of dopey runners do of like, well, if I'm gonna do a marathon, I'm just gonna do dopey and like get it all over in one. Like,
That's what, because so Courtney said, maybe you should just try a full before you go into Dopey. And I was like, no, 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 because if I'm going to do a full, it's going to be a one-time thing. That's going to be it. So I might as well just do Dopey.
hey, I'm here for it. I think you can do it. I would be your training partner. Um, I'm
Why?
sure we could convince Courtney to at least do the 10K because it's Chippendale. It's always Chippendale. Like there's always like an overarching theme of like varsity sports or what's your story, but like the characters for marathon weekend don't change based on the distance. So like you're guaranteed to get
I
your
would
Chippendale.
I would
But
do another half, maybe. My heart and mind are open to another half. I
can
don't
we just talk
feel
about
like running has been easier the older I get, so I don't know why I would want to do more. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
disagree. No, 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 because before I never trained. And I do remember
that's fair.
if you train a little, they do get a little easier. So I'm like, okay, if I can train. But also, Megan, you just said that if I do it, that you would be my training partner, which means that you would do Topi for the third time.
No, not necessarily. I will
You
just
heard
help
it
you
here first,
train.
folks.
I I will be like your little Sherpa taking you to the Yak and Yeti. Um, oh my gosh, that's too funny. And that is like something too that like I think helped me this time. It wasn't necessarily like intentionally planned this way, but I had different friends who did single distance throughout the dopey weekend. So like I
Cool.
had a friend with me, my friend Sam, just the 10K. And then I had my friends Jess and Sarah were just the 5K. And then I had my friend Christina for just the half. So it was like I had somebody, and like for them it was like that was their like big achievement. It was awesome and we celebrated. And that is something too that I will say that like I always catch people with marathon weekend because they'll be like, well, I'm just doing the
Mhm.
10K or I'm just doing the full. And I'm like, no, like you are running. Like that is a huge thing that like we are going to celebrate. Like I celebrate the 5Ks, the first 5K people as much as I celebrate like the first dopies. Cause I think it's like anytime you're willing to like get off the couch at 2 a.m., you've already won in my mind. Like you're going to
Yeah.
get up and go run in the middle of the night while everybody's cozy in their resort beds. Like you're killing it.
Agreed.
Totally agree. It's unbelievable to
Well,
me, and it's so inspirational that, like, you got people like Shelby, and even me a little bit, out here considering doing dopey things
Thinking about
because
it. You're thinking about it.
I
yeah.
really am. Not gonna lie. I think about like you, and I think about KG, and I just like see all these people like posting, and I'm like, damn, like if they can do it, why can't I? Why can't I do it? Because they train, but
Y
but
I was gonna say, you can do anything you put your mind to. You can. Like, I really believe that. But also, like, that
Maybe
is the thing that's, like, so tricky about running is, like, you can do all the work. Like, you can either not train at all and have a great race, or you can do all the training and all of the
yes.
work, and the weather or your health, like, just it's just not there that day. And I think that was, like, a big revelation for me with this year's Dopey weekend is, like, I was really in a point of, like, there's a good chance I don't finish this full. And, like, I was so in my head about it just because like, the weather was so extreme. I was so tired because like, training for 2 marathons in 7 weeks is no joke. Like, I was just like, "Man, I don't know." And, like, I am always terrified of the balloon ladies, like, no matter what corral I'm in, but if I'm in, like, F or below, I'm petrified. And in the half, they actually caught up to me. Now, granted, I stopped for some photos, but, like, if you look at my half marathon, like, finisher pic, like, you see the balloons. They're in the frame. And so it's just like, oh my gosh. But I think that's part of it too. Like, it's part of just, like, learning that, like, the real victory is in, like, trying to do something crazy like this. Like, it
yeah.
genuinely is dopey. So, like, if you're even willing to, like, put yourself in the arena, like, more power to you.
Okay, but so my thing with dopey or a marathon in general is like your feet. I say this all the
Yes.
time. Like feet are so sore after a half.
Yep.
So like how much training did you do before you did New York City?
So New York was probably the most disciplined I've ever been with training. Like, I was, like, in it to win it. I was running, like, 3 or 4 days a week and then a long run on Saturday. So, like, I was, like, super committed and, like, had a coach and everything. Um, and typically you train for roughly, like, 6 months, and it starts small. Like, it starts, like, 2 runs a week and then, like, a 2-mile long run, and then 2 runs a week and 4 miles. Like, you build gradually. It's not like you go, like, 0 to 60.
Yeah.
Um, and then my hot take is I don't think you should ever go above 20, even for your first marathon. Like, when you're training, I don't think you should ever go above 20 miles. I think it just,
Wow.
like, depletes you. If you can do 20, you can do 26. Like, that's just, like, I don't know. That's my philosophy. A lot of, like, the Galloway plans actually go up to 26. I think one of them even goes above 26. I'm not
No.
into that. Um, yeah, so I always say, like, go to 20 and then taper. And that is the most important part. Is like, you always wanna be decreasing your mileage the 2 weeks immediately prior to the event. So, like, you don't wanna
Mm.
do your 20-mile training run and then go into dopey. Like, you wanna do your 20-mile and then you scale back. So, like, this year, I did my 20-mile and then it was Christmas, so I really just, like, power walked. Like, I didn't even really run at all. And then when I got back to Florida, I did a 7-mile long run the Saturday before dopey, and that was it. So,
Man.
yeah.
Okay. How do you have like where's your mind's crazy. Like how do you have this much like you just wake up on a Saturday and you're like, guess I gotta go do
Well, and
15
that's
miles today.
the other piece, yeah,
Yeah.
is about dedication and also time because you're a busy person with a very full
Yeah.
social life. How do you have the time to go out and run 20 miles on a casual Saturday?
Yeah. I mean, you do have to commit to it, and that's, like, if you like, wanna finish in a certain time or, like, wanna be sure that you finish, like, I do think the training is key, and that is the hard part, is, like, there are times where you don't wanna do it or, like, you get invited to something social and you're like, "Oh, I can only come late because like, I gotta run for." Because to me, like, for me, a 20-mile run will take me 5 hours. So,
Mhm.
like, unless
Yeah.
I'm getting up at 5 AM, like, if you wanna go to brunch at noon, it's not happening. And,
Yep.
like, Courtney mentioned I'm part of the Disney Day Drinkers Club. Not a leader. That's my cool and awesome friends, but I am part of the club. And like, that's the thing too, is like, you can't really drink, like, at least for me personally, like, I don't like to drink the night before because I feel more dehydrated and more sluggish. And like, but it's hard if like all my friends are going to the cake bake and having Black Swan drinks and I can't go. But you pick and choose. And then sometimes I would shift. So like, during this training cycle, one of my friends had a birthday, like a whole day adventure in the parks on a Saturday. So I was like, all right, I'm going to move my long run to Sunday. One year I had a business trip, so I did it like in the afternoon on a Wednesday. Like you kind of just like figure it out. But I
But
treat it like I do like my like work, like it's like a
I
business
was
thing that like I can't skip.
I was gonna say, you kinda treat it like you sound like you treat it like this is like your job, like this is part of my schedule and I have to make it happen.
Yeah, it's like a part-time job. It really is. Like marathon training especially is like a part-time job.
But that's, like, crazy. Like, you didn't just accomplish a Dopey. Like, listening now to, like, what you're saying, like,
Yeah.
you accomplished so much more before you even hit the starting line.
Oh my
And
god. You guys are too nice.
but now, hold on, we're not even done. So you accomplished this. You're like, "Okay, yeah, let's go, like, run 48 miles for funsies," and then take my pictures for Metal Monday in my Tory Burch shoes, and now I'm gonna continue to train, like, you're not even stopping because now you're gonna go off to Tokyo.
Yep, that's
As one
true.
does.
I do get a week off. This is my bye week. Like
Oh,
I'm not running at all.
Yeah,
no,
but you
Taking a
are
week
like
off.
you are
that's
like
not
going to
you ran on Sunday.
volunteer. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I'm taking a week off and then yeah, I will get back into it. Um and I'll do like a small build and then a small taper again in these 7 weeks. So I'll have like 3 or 4 weeks of building and then cut back. Um Tokyo is a stricter pace cutoff. You have to maintain like just under a 15-minute mile, whereas at Disney it's a 16-minute mile. So that is in my head a little bit. 'Cause again, like I do the Galloway method, run, walk. Like I'm not fast, but I get
What's
out
your
there, I get it done.
what's your
Tokyo
interval?
has some. I right now am at a 1-to-1, so run a minute, walk a minute,
Okay.
and that's what's worked for me best. I've done everything from 30-30 to like 92, like 90 seconds, 2 minutes, but like I find that for me, like the minute is a sweet spot. And ironically enough, like I'm faster when I do it that way. Like
Mhm.
if I try to run 2 minutes, walk a minute, I actually am slower, even though I'm running more because my body's just like, I don't know, it doesn't want to do it. It's a
'Cause
tortoise, not a hare.
yeah, your run is, like, slower than yeah. Okay, um, yeah, you're blowing my mind.
Me,
What's
I
after
wanna
Tokyo?
know this is what oh, I wanna know what's after Tokyo, and I also wanna know how you do, um, a run in another time zone where you don't speak the language
Ooh.
and
Yep.
you don't have, like, all of your, um, accoutrements, things that you're used to having, your boots, your special Band-Aids, I don't know, your special
Yep.
snacks, things that you rely on to run these
Yeah.
distances.
So Berlin was wild because I did Berlin. So I had said I got in the lottery in 2022. My dad passed in 2022, so I deferred to 2023. When I got in 2022, I had a friend who was also going to Berlin. By the time 2023 rolled around, it was just me. Like I was solo. And I was like, you know what? We can do hard things. I'm in this like period of self discovery. So I went to Europe for 2.5 weeks by myself. So like I did the Berlin Marathon like completely by myself, which was crazy. And like, I mean, Courtney knows Corey, Shelby, you do too. I called him the night before and was like, I can't do this. Like, what have I done? Like, I can't get on the plane. Like, this is insane. But I did it. And what was really cool about that experience is like I knew not a soul, but then I had a friend from high school who was like, "Oh, my college roommate is also running it. Like, you should reach out to her." I DM her on Instagram. We go to this German restaurant. We don't speak the language. The menu is in German. There are no translators. And we just kind of like figure it out. And ended up getting this like spicy chicken schnitzel, which is like maybe not the best to eat spicy food right before you're raised, but whatever, it's fine. Um, and then I met these two girls in the corral, like waiting to start. And we just got to talking, and it like turned out that they were staying in my hotel. And so they were like, "We'll text you after and we can get a beer." And like they did. And like that was just like so cool. So like ended up just like befriending strangers and having a good time. It is interesting in the other countries because like their fuel and hydration will be different. So like Berlin had like water, obviously, but then they also had this like tea, and it like wasn't quite iced tea, but like kind of like I can't really describe it, but like really funky. I tried it just to try it, which like they say you should like never, nothing new on race day or whatever. But when in Rome.
Right.
And then I actually haven't looked up what Tokyo has, but I probably should. And then I'm gonna like take my own like gummies. Forever I trained with the sports beans, but now I've switched to Nerds gummy clusters because they're cheaper and have like the same effect. So work smarter,
Interesting.
not harder. Yeah.
That's Kyle to do it with me if I tell him that he gets nerd clusters.
So many people, especially in the Run Disney community, but like in the run community in general, it's like a thing now. Like, I don't know if TikTok started it or what, but like you will see like nerd gummy clusters, and you'll see like the little like 100-calorie pack wrappers like on the ground. Like people are fueling with nerds.
It's not a bad idea.
It's really not. It's kind of fun. I like it. But also like at the end of the marathon on Sunday with the heat, like my friend had like brought more to mile 23 just in case I needed them. And I was like, ew, like no, like I like wouldn't even take them from her because I was just like, I do not ever want to see
Too
those
many.
again. Like you get to a point where, yeah.
That's real.
So
That's real. I think I want to know if, as like your final words to the people, but mostly to Shelby, if someone is considering taking on such a large and unbelievable undertaking that you have now just casually ripped twice, what would your advice to them be?
I think it's just so fun to prove to yourself that you can. Because I think like we say, right, that the thing that holds us back is like, oh, I don't train or I don't have time or I don't have like support. But like, really, like, I think for me personally, I know for sure. And I think for most people I talk to, it's like you hold yourself back. Like, you count yourself out before the world or the circumstances do. And like that feeling of like, the butterflies in your stomach the first time you attempt a new distance, but then that feeling of like when you cross the finish line of like, you did that. And like, and then you look around you and like, I love the stories of Run Disney. Just like there's so many like athletes with different abilities. There's so many people who are like running in honor of or in memory of somebody. There's so many people that like I love sticking around for like the final finishers. And like that was the thing this year that made the news is like the woman who won the marathon, like won the whole thing, stayed and helped the last person to finish. And
Oh,
like, I just think that that's so cool. Like that experience and just like the community and like that feeling of accomplishment. And then like, it's so fun. Like you get to see the characters and like dress up in silly costumes and like run down Main Street and get your picture taken. And I don't know. It's fun. You can do
I,
it. I'm ready. I'm like already mapping out Shelby's like plans.
no, well, this is actually what you said before Courtney asked you that motivated me a little bit more. Is just listening to you talk about like how this all started, right? And it's just like you just signed up for New York City and you got in like on a whim and you did it because like you can do hard things and like look at what came about from it. Or even like you saying like I'm not gonna go to Berlin. That's insane, but like it's fine. I can do this. I can do hard things. And then you go and like you meet people along the way, and it like I don't know, those experiences, because I know you as a person, I think that kind of probably shaped who you are, because you are such a person who can talk to literally anybody. Like, you went to Disneyland with Courtney and I, which I'm not saying that we're intimidating by any means, because I don't think we are, but we do have this like special bond together. And you just like fit right in. And I think that's because these experiences made you who you are, of like you can just talk to anybody and anyone, and I don't know, that's pretty cool. So I think for me, of like, okay, I'm like really afraid to do this. But like, yeah, I guess I can do hard things. I mean, I do try to remind myself like I did have 2 kids, so I guess I can do hard things. And like, who knows what could come about if
That's a
I.
really hard thing.
So I don't know. We'll see.
That's
We'll
a
see.
really hard thing. And like, you have 2 of like the best 3 with Kyle, like the best like cheerleaders and like moralers around who are going to root for you. And like, how cool, I think, especially since you're a boy mom, like how cool for them to see that like women are strong and
Wow.
like
Yeah, she
powerful
is
and can
hitting
do
hard with the boy mom.
I know.
like it's, but it's so true. Like you can hang with them.
Shelby's gonna be
Yeah,
out
when
here
they're like
running.
telling me something, they're like, I know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
I swear that Shelby's kids are going to be like the Kelsey brothers of golf. Like, I don't know why, but I just like get that vibe. They're little, but like someday she's going to be like the Donna Kelsey of pro golfers,
I'm really
I'd take
counting
that.
on
I'd
it.
like to watch you on the Traders. Yes.
right?
That would be epic.
Oh my God. I love it.
I am completely in awe of you every time you run. It's unbelievable. There are no words because I mean, we've done it to an extent, like just doing a half every time. It's
Not
exhausting and
just. You
terrifying,
did a
and
freaking half marathon.
I know, but I think that gives me so much more respect for what you are
Mhm.
doing and continue to do, because I I get the pain on some level, and like, not that it's all pain. I know there are a lot of great, magical, wonderful parts
Yeah.
and the whole thing, but like even just like the idea that you have sat through that many Run Disney registration days to try to successfully get into and pay them your money, that alone is like heroic and monumental, because again, I've cried on those days. Like, it is no joke. They're
Oh,
stressful. They
absolutely.
are, yeah. So I think, what are the kids
There
doing
is,
these days? You're doing all
yeah.
the things.
There is nothing more stressful than a registration day for springtime when you're attempting to do a perfect season and you have all of the other races and you're like,
No.
all right, what happens if I don't get this one? Like, there are wonderful charities out there. Like, I can give you several. Recommendations on that front, including Cannonball Kids Cancer, which is like a pediatric cancer research group here in Orlando. They're awesome. Run with them. But yeah, it is crazy. But also, like, I had so much support for this Dopey, including Courtney. So Shelby, I don't know if you know this. She baked me a whole half loaf of sourdough bread.
Oh,
She let me borrow her Chip outfit because for the
yes.
10K, I was Chip. Um, and we went to Garden Grill and they were obsessed. Like they were so into it and just like, yeah, the vibes were high.
Amazing.
So I am forever grateful to Courtney and everyone who like got me out of my head in the lead up to this crazy Dopey adventure.
You look
Well, you
so cute.
are.
And can you run for the people through your outfits for the weekend? Because they were sleigh after sleigh. Obviously, Chip was the best, but besides Chip,
Obviously. So my friend Nicole, Park Days with Nicole on Instagram and TikTok, she is so creative and artistic. And the theme this year was What's Your Story? So my 5K outfit, she hand painted this skirt that had book spines inspired by like all the like grim fairy tales that were turned into Disney movies. And then she made me like a headpiece, like a fascinator that was a stack of books. And it said Dopey volume 48.6. So that was really fun. And then I was Chip in Courtney's outfit that many of you have probably seen for the 10K. And then I did like a Sorcerer Mickey inspired skirt for the half. So like as the distances creep up, I simplify my outfits because I hate like the feeling of anything rubbing on my body. And like shout
Yeah.
out to the
Yes.
people, like last year there was a girl who did the marathon as a film reel, and she had like all this like film wrapped around her, and I was like, it looks so great, but like heck no. So I just had my little Sorcerer Mickey skirt, and then I did a bejeweled Dopey skirt with 2 like gold buttons on my top for the marathon this time because I am semi-retired from Dopey. I love marathon weekend, so like I will always pick at least like a distance, whether it's the 10K or the half. But I think me and the dwarf are gonna take a little break, a little time off in
But you're
2027, unless Shelby decides to register, and then I guess we got to do it.
Oh, you're already converting her, Shelby.
I know, it's kinda hard to convince. She's like, "I'm semi-retired," but, like, I would do it.
It is. It's like the worst because like you forget. Because like Sunday, I was like, oh, I'm never doing that again. Like I have like cooling sponges trying to bring my body temperature down. And then Monday morning at Metal Monday, I'm like, this is so fun. Like it's just very, yeah, it's a roller coaster.
Oh, man. We're we're
Unbelievable. Amazing. Um, Megan, before you go, I want to do a couple just like very quick fire Disney questions for you. Is that okay?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, you're just going to answer as fast as you can, whatever comes to the soul. Okay,
Okay.
great.
Do I look scared?
Favorite,
I'm a little scared.
I know. Favorite Run Disney race weekend?
Wine and dine, hands down.
Ooh.
That's a hot take. Okay. Um, Favorite character, which I already know.
You do know. So if we're talking like prince and princess, it would be Jasmine. If we're talking overall character, it is Sorcerer Mickey from Fantasia.
Oh, I
Oh.
love that.
Yeah.
Favorite in-park snack?
Dole Whip.
Ooh, okay.
Followed
Favorite
closely by the cheeseburger spring rolls at Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
Oh, spring rolls are coming to Studs.
Yeah, but the
Only
pizza ones.
Yeah.
oh, yeah. Well, whatever.
Womp womp.
Um,
We need some cheeseburger
Favorite
in our life.
I know. I want the cheeseburger oh, I guess we have them, the cheeseburger bao buns at Pandora. Anyway, side note. Um, Favorite Disney cocktail?
What? So hard. I would say, oh man, probably the Black Swan at Cake Bake. It's like their take on an espresso martini. It's so good. But like anything the bartenders make over there is chef's kiss. And like you guys, I was so skeptical on it. Like I made fun of it when I was like, there's no way I'm going to a place that like charges $28 for a slice of cake. And here I am like once a week.
Literally. We fully buy into the hype now, so I support it. Favorite park?
Before I was a local, Magic Kingdom. Now that I am a local, I would say it's a close tie with Studios and Animal Kingdom, but probably Animal Kingdom.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow. She gets it.
You
She gets it.
I thought you were gonna say
What did you think
Epcot.
I was going to say?
Epcot.
I am at Epcot the most. Like I spend the most time there. So I think like that's probably why it's not my favorite. It's just like we're
Yep.
there so much. Like the other
Yep.
ones are like more of like a treat.
Also, festivals ruin everything. And then
Except for Festival
final
of the Arts. It's coming up. It's my favorite.
no, you're right. Farts is I love farts. I want to go back to a day when festivals were like a special occasion and not default park.
Half the year.
Yeah.
No, that's true because I was there with a friend 2 weeks ago, like, after holidays had ended, and I looked at her and I was like, "What do you eat here when there's not a festival?" Like, I, like, forgot what the park is like without a festival. Because to your point, it seems like there's a festival every week now, so it's just like, I don't know what to do when the booths aren't open. It's like, "What is this? What is this?"
Yeah,
Yes.
you need like a reservation. It's weird. Like a restaurant
Yeah,
reservation.
it's weird.
Favorite nighttime spectacular? Don't F it up.
Spectromagic was my favorite, like, ever of all time, if we're talking, like, the GOAT.
That's right.
Um, if we're talking right now at this moment, am I limited to World or any park?
World. But then we'll take the
World?
second answer also.
Okay. At World, it's Fantasmic.
That is correct. And out of any park,
Rob,
Yeah.
what's your favorite?
The nighttime show at Tokyo Disney Sea
Wow.
is the best production I've ever seen. Like, it's so cool. Um, there's parts of it that, like, I don't wanna give anything away for people who haven't seen it because, like, I intentionally, before I went, didn't look at, like, any of the YouTube, so I was just surprised. But there are 2 parts of it that I've, like, texted Corey, who does, like, theater production, and I'm like, "I don't understand how they do this." Like, because like, we're theater kids, so, like, we can usually, like, understand the optical illusion and, like, the trick of it all, but I cannot. Like, I saw it twice, and it just, like, boggles my mind. So it's awesome. So go to Japan, live your life. It's a great time. I'm going back in March. Can't wait.
I can't believe we didn't even touch on the fact that you've done, obviously you live here now, so Walt Disney World, you've done Disneyland, where we also saw you. You've done Tokyo, and I know you've done Paris. So what do you have left? Shanghai and Hong Kong?
Hmm.
Or you've done those?
Shanghai, Hong Kong, and then I guess Dubai when it opens. Like, that's the thing, is the goalpost keeps moving. Like,
Yep.
both with the Disney parks and with, like, the majors. So, like, there's the original 6, but now they've announced the 9-star medal, which is the original 6 plus Sydney, in Australia. And then Cape Town, South Africa is in their final year of qualifications, as well as Shanghai. So then there's going to be this, like, 9-star medal. And I'm like, man, like, 6 is enough. Like, let me live.
Well, and Australia means something to you, so that's on there, right? And Shanghai would be like an easy Disney
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah. I know. You see, this is a problem. Like, this is how it spirals, is you're like, no, I'm good. And then you talk to your friends and you're like, well, maybe.
I
she's
don't know,
in
I
it.
could see those. I could see you getting up to 9 pretty easily.
I don't know, man. I just want to get the original 6 before I turn 40. That's the goal.
That's that's valid. That's valid. Yeah. And then my last question for you is what's your
Well,
favorite ride?
Favorite ride? Oh.
Or
Oh,
like give us a
actually, I
top
don't know why I
3.
paused so hard on that. It's 1,000% web slingers at California Adventure. Like, I love that. Like, it just brings me so
Oh,
much joy to, like, shadow box. I'm, like, sweaty when I get off the ride. It's just, like, pure joy.
it is
And I
so
think
good.
we have a photo of all of us exiting that ride when we did it 3 times in a row.
yes.
We did.
Because we rope dropped, and then we had a lightning lane, and then during our lightning lane, we got stuck on it. It broke down, so they were like, "You wanna go again?" And we were like, "Why not?"
Yeah.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yes. So fun. Um, and then I think Rise of the Resistance is so cool because of how immersive it is. Like, this idea that, like, you don't know that you're on the ride and you're already on the ride. Like, the queue lines are even, like, part of it. I think that that's so neat. Um, and I like Flight of Passage. I know a lot of people don't, because, like, the screens and the motion sickness thing, but, like, I just think it's so cool how, like, the Banshee, like, breathes and you can feel it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Those are probably my top 3. But there's also no better luxury than, like, enjoying a Dole Whip on the People Mover. Like,
Yeah.
that to me
That's
is, like, the dream. And especially, like, I'm an only child, but my best friend's kids call me Auntie Meg. And like I took their little girl on the People Mover once because she was so upset because she couldn't ride a ride that her older brothers were doing. I think it was Space Mountain. And I was like, let's go on the People Mover. And now, like every time she comes to Florida, like we'll be in a completely different park. And she's like, can we go do our ride? Like she thinks that it is
Oh,
like our ride, which I just
That's
think is like so fun and special.
amazing.
it is peak luxury. I totally agree.
I was going to say, I know that you both enjoy moving with my people too.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
we sure do.
Megan, not to put you on the spot, but do you have any words for the people on ways that you live magically?
I'd say just like, I think I put this in my caption for Dopey, but like the quote from Winnie the Pooh of like, you're braver than you believe and stronger than you think. Um, it's just like, that's so true. And like, again, I think so many times I've gotten in my own way with like anxiety or fear of like whether it's like taking on a running distance or like approaching a new group of friends or like to your point Shelby like coming to California and running into you guys knowing the bond that you have. It's like what if they don't like me? Like what if they think I and like you get you're in your own way like so much and then it works out. And so I would say like that to me is really what it's about. It's like take the leap. You'll
Mhm.
find your people. It might not work out 100% of the time, but like when it does, it's just magic. And like there is something for everyone at a Run Disney race. And you'll find your people there. So do it.
I
I love that.
love that.
So you,
It's
I'm putting
amazing.
it out in the universe now. Oops, we're super laggy. I'm putting it out in the universe now because I already know it's
Yep.
happening. But make sure you let me know when you're doing Boston so that we can go cheer you on.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Um, did we lose Courtney? Or
I
did
think
I
so.
just lose Courtney?
No, I lost her too.
Oh no.
Hold on, let's see
But
if she's
yeah, no, I'm
back.
totally in. I think Boston
Oh no.
is going to probably be the one I end on just because it's the hardest pace cutoff. Like they're the strictest and like they'll give you your medal like for KG, but like they won't give you your star. And so to me, it's like
Oh,
if I'm going to raise all that money, I
yeah.
don't want to like have to do it twice. I mean, I would do it because like again, you're raising money for a cause you care about. And it's like it's good stuff. But like it's also hard. Boston is hard.
Yeah.
And
And
so I think that's the one that I'm gonna and like it will definitely be a charity because I'm there. I would qualify when I was like 95. Like there's no way to like those
right.
qualifying times are so fast.
Seriously. Well, no, really, let us know when you're when Boston is your time.
I'm loosely thinking it'll probably be 2028, which like sounds crazy to think about now, but it'll be here
Hey,
before we know it.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Alrighty, I think we're like super laggy and we already lost Courtney, so we will have to cut this off, but we're gonna have to have you on again because we need to backtrack and talk more about your trips to Tokyo. Maybe after your marathon, you can give us all the scoop on the parks, marathon, all the things.
I would love that. But yes, go feed your kids. It was so good to see you too, by the way.
You as well, you as well. And I'll let you know if I sign up for Dopey.
I'm into it. You go do it, girl. I believe.
Uh,
I'm gonna be like texting you when registration opens. Like, you doing it? You in?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's
I
like
can't.
soon. It's like March. So like you gotta decide.
I know. I know. That's what's stressing me out. It's fine. It's fine. Alrighty.
Well,
We'll
that's the
talk
thing too,
soon.
is like you commit and then you're like in. It's
I
all right, bye.
bye.